Hey there gardeners, Chris here today from Garden Setting, and I wanted to show you basically my new citrus plants and how we're going as far as crop. The wallabies finally run away. Yeah, so as you can see here, this is actually a much older lemon tree, and it's not really, honestly, the best lemon tree ever. This is the one that we had in a pot in Pennant Hills when we were in Sydney, and as you can see here, we've got plenty of lemons growing on it. So I think we've actually got 5 on this tree, and this has been in the ground for probably about 9 months. Certainly because it's a much more established tree as far as kind of age, I haven't worried about taking fruit off at all. And when it was in a pot in Sydney, it quite successfully fruited. Why do I say it wasn't the best lemon? They have lots and lots of seeds in them, and so I would say if you're the kind of person who wants like a really nice big lemon, not too many seeds, lots of juice, this is kind of more of an old style lemon, very, yeah, not so efficient on the lemon juice front. But does that really matter? We've had this for probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 years in total. It went very, very well in a pot in Sydney, which just goes to show if you don't have a garden, you can actually grow citrus quite effectively depending on what you choose, and I think a lemon is a good choice. And I'm really excited because eventually, probably another month or so, we'll be able to actually take these lemons off and use them for cooking or drinks or something like that, which is awesome. And it's really, really good to see that this particular tree made the transition from Sydney out to a rural property, being planted in the ground. I have fertilized most of the citrus, but I have not actually really watered them at all. They've just been on their own. I've put a little bit of mulch around them, and they've got to basically do their thing without all that much help at all. So yeah, really, really good end result here. One thing I do have to mention is when we moved it out of Sydney, I basically just had to chop the whole top off it. So it was quite a harsh chop back, which you can probably see there are some kind of, quite harsh ends where the tree has resprouted from, but it's handled that really well. So let's go have a look at some of our newer trees, which have also done quite well, and we've even got some fruit on. Okay, so what do we have here? You might actually recognize this citrus for no other reason than basically the leaves, which they have a very, very kind of unique double leaf. And I'm hoping you can probably see them here. Yeah, so that double leaf and a real fragrance to them is because this is a Kaffir lime. And it's not so much really, I guess you'd say, an eating lime or even a lime for drinks. It is actually quite an ugly, warty lime that the rind is used in a lot of cooking. And I've got one here. I actually did this video earlier today, and my camera decided not to focus on me in any of the segments for whatever reason. And so this is the Kaffir lime that I actually took off this tree earlier today, and it's the second Kaffir lime we've had. This has gone really well. It's been quite happy in this location, I would definitely say. And you end up with this very gnarled kind of lime. And certainly I have used it in drinks, and the skin itself has a very, very super citrusy kind of smell to it. I'll give you a closer look in just a second, but this is a bit more of an unusual tree. If you're just looking for fruit, I would say perhaps not your first choice in citrus, but as far as kind of the hardiness factor, this has gone really well. I've been really happy with it, and getting a couple of the Kaffir limes has been a little bit unusual and obviously quite a good thing. Now, this being a newer tree, if you really wanted to kind of min-max or go for the most efficient route for growing the tree, then you probably wouldn't allow it to fruit to try and push all that energy up into growth. However, for me, because we're going to be here for hopefully a while, I'm just letting most of the fruit grow. The one exception I'll make to that is if I'm seeing way too much kind of fruit being generated from flowers, I will knock a heap of it off, because obviously it's all not going to survive if you don't do that. But yeah, cool Kaffir lime. I'll give you a quick close-up look. So as you can see here, it is by no means the prettiest thing in the world, but yeah, it's a very unusual kind of lime, very kind of warty, I would even say, very aromatic and very, very strong flavour to that pith. Now, the good thing about plants, unlike children, is that you can have favourites, and in our citrus, certainly our favourite as far as not output, but what we're most looking forward to getting some fruit off is our blood oranges, and we've put in, I think, 3 now, in different locations. This one here, as you can see, it's not actually doing that well. Where a lot of the other citrus have had real growth spurts and we've seen a lot of new growth and stuff on, this one hasn't done quite as well. We haven't really seen that kind of reaction, that real happiness with the place we've spotted, or we've put it, and we've also got some leaf miner. So I'm actually gonna have to treat this. I've got quite a bit of leaf miner on this one in particular, and then some of our other trees we got really discounted, which I was quite happy with, because they were also afflicted by leaf miner. And that's not really a big issue, but I think it's got to the point where I'm gonna try and address that issue and clean up all those trees. And that's probably gonna be a combination of treating it with something. I had heard eco oil might be the go. Some of the other products that I saw to treat the citrus with this issue, they specifically said not to use it in late autumn and winter, which is exactly what time it is of year now here in Australia. And as a result, I haven't used those, but certainly we're gonna have to do something because I wanna get the citrus in as good kind of a situation as possible so that next year, hopefully we see more growth spurts, and while it'll probably be a while until we get fruit, they're going in the right direction. But the other plant that I was really impressed with that we did get fruit off, I'll show you next. Okay, so the final plant I wanted to have a look at was this Meyer lemon, and I would have to say, as far as kind of recommendations for putting a lemon in, I've heard quite a few recommendations for the Meyer, and I've heard some recommendations for Eureka, and I think there is another one also that I've seen highly recommended. And so as far as this one here, as you can see, it's going quite well. Very, very happy. It actually has a fruit just over here that we've been keeping an eye on. And again, one that I picked much, much earlier today was this massive, big Meyer lemon, which I'd say it may be a little bit overripe. I've been waiting to do this video and to basically pick all the fruit, and unfortunately, all the footage of me picking the fruit is just not focusing on me at all. But as you can see here, we got this really, really cool, big, juicy lemon that I reckon I'll put in a gin and tonic tonight, or maybe in some food or something, I don't know. Certainly worth getting a bit creative. And this has come off this tiny little tree here. I am going to put the net back around the tree because I think the wallabies do enjoy having a nibble on this one. But as you can see here, we really haven't had the citrus in the ground for that long. Like I said, probably between 9 and 6 months, depending on which tree it is. And we are getting some fruit. And again, you know, perhaps it's not the wisest of ideas to allow the fruit to grow, but I think at the end of the day, it's worth the enjoyment of getting something out of your fruit trees early on, even if it's going to take them that little bit longer to grow. And I am fertilizing all the trees, so they should be getting enough to grow well. And we just got to hope the locations that I put them, because we've got a line of citrus here that's running kind of up the property line. We've just got to hope that it works really well. And being in winter, there's not a lot of sun, whereas in summer, these locations are going to get a heap more sun, which will probably really benefit the citrus quite a bit. Anyway, just a quick look at our citrus that we've got in, how they're doing. Very, very happy with all of them. And while we do have a little bit of leaf miner issue, not on this one at all, but on the next one up, that is something that should be pretty easily tackled. And I'll probably do an update on that as well. If you've got any questions, let me know down below in the comments. Have a good one.